There's a part of recovery that nobody talks about. For me, that looked like a lot like grief. But the strange thing is, nobody died. Something changes after a heart attack, permanently. And a lot of men don't have a name for it. So today I'm going to try and name that. I did an episode a few weeks ago about the missing the old you, the life that you had, the person that you was. Today, this episode is about the life that that person had. Because after a heart attack, the life of the old you goes too. And that's a harder thing to try and deal with. And I noticed it one morning when I was loading tools in the van to go to work. Something I'd done 1,000 times before. But this day, I was noticing there was something different. I was paying a bit more attention to how I was putting the tools in the van. I was going slower. I was a little bit calmer. And I thought, there's a definite change here. And I was just paying that much more attention to what I was doing. And I wasn't going slower because I couldn't go faster. That wasn't the case. I was physically fit. I was back at work. It was like, how can I put it? It was like driving down a road to work in the morning and you go through 20 bends and you never really pay much attention to it. But after the heart attack, driving down that road, you just pay more attention to the bends. And to put it bluntly, I missed not paying attention to the bends. I missed the normality of just driving to work without a care. And that changed for me. My life was normal before. My life now had changed. Yeah, my life had changed. You see, you can't go back to not knowing what you now know, and you can't go back to unfeeling what that night felt like. You see, and I found out there was a name for it, and the name is ambiguous loss. Grieving without a death. Missing something that you had before in a big way. And that thing was the life I had before. I was really missing that. And the thing was, knowing it was something real meant it was easier to understand what I was going through. An old friend of mine got in touch after a recent episode about missing the old you, and there was different circumstances involved, but he reached out saying that he felt angry and he was grieving his old life. He was missing the old person that he was and the life that he had. But here's the thing, he also said that it was mixed with a feeling of trying to understand the person he was becoming. And it gave him a little bit of hope for going into the future for the person that he was becoming and the life he was having. So the thing is, if that's you, you're not alone. You're in good company. If you're feeling them things, there's a lot more people out there feeling the same things. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it was easy. And I'm not going to say, just be grateful and get on with it. No, that's not the way this works. In fact, I think you should sit with this for a while. You should not rush past it. You should sit with it and realise that this is a real thing. You're missing the life you had before because now your life has changed so much. And the thing is, you're building a life now, a new life, and it's a life that you could never have built before. And in some ways, you're building a better life because you're understanding all the facts about who you're becoming and you're accepting that. The 7-day mind reset plan is something that I wrote and put together. It's built on the things that I wished I had known when I had my heart attack over 12 years ago. See, I'm just a little bit further down the road, that same road that you're on right now. It's free, it's not a fix. The link is down below if you want it. And if you're in that headspace right now, drop something in the comments, even if it's just something like, yep, I get you. I'm going through that right now. These are the feelings that I'm experiencing. Know that it's a real thing. Ambiguous loss. You're grieving the life you had before. This is Stronger After the Storm. I'm Dougie. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you next time.